You're crying? Why are you crying? Hey TikTok, hey YouTube. What's happening? Okay. Okay, so today I am doing finally painting the skin on the Gila monster. Yay! So I'm just going to go over some of these parts first. Couple of little touch-ups. Alright, so the feet are mostly black. Thank you for the likes. Alright, so I'm going to just freehand this pattern. It's not going to be any sort of plan. It's squishy. It's tender. Tender. Like a corn cob. Juicy. Juicy like a corn cob. Alright, so I'm just going over the parts that I added onto the feet itself, just with some straight paint, and then I'm going to do 2 layers of paint on the skin, so the fabric part. One's a bit more of a watered down version, so it soaks in and it doesn't just sit on top. What now? That's it. Feels nice though. Looks awesome. Thank you. Thanks for the follow, Puff Wump. Puff Wump. We almost finished all 7 of the dolls. The 3 left. Isn't that exciting? So I have to do 2 layers of paint for this one. So I'm going to start off just doing the feet, and then I'll do the underbelly first. So I just want to cover the feet first. Nothing fancy. Thank you for the follow and the likes, guys. So you can't even really tell. It's all blended in now. I'll probably have to do 2 layers of this black and just like get any loose bits and pieces. But I'm going to map out the black pattern first, and then I'm going to go in with the orange. So yeah, I'll do the one first watered down layer, and then I'll go back in with the non-watered down bit just to bring out that vibrancy a bit better. You're on the toilet right now. Perfect. You can't run. Perfect. Sounds good to me. Number 1 or number 2? I'm all for poo jokes. If you don't know me. Your comment was filtered. Your comment must have been some mad poo-poo joke. Too sober. Anytime. It's good time for poo-poo jokes. Okay. Alright, so I reckon I'm going to do the underside here. Make some room in black, just the legs. So mix in the watered down version. It's still filtered. You have to word it differently. Phonetically. Alright, so I might add a little bit more water. You're trying to trust the process? Trust me. Believe me. It'll all come together. Trust. Every art doll that I make, it's just trust the process. Every time. It looks crap until it's finished. So I've got to go in with the watered down paint so it soaks into this cotton fabric, and then yes, it is a Gila monster. I'll come out. You do art sometimes, I'm doubtful. That's fine. I've been doing this for a long time. Thank you. All right. So it just soaks into the fabric first. So it gets into all the nooks and crannies, and then I'm going to go back over once this is all dry with the this is a Gila monster. Going to be a Gila monster. Please. Just looks a bit funny at the moment. Looks like it's the wrong colour. So I'm just going to map out the really rough pattern work on this. I think I'll add a little bit of orange to the front of the legs too. You've created a gecko. Next lot, I'm doing a leopard gecko. Hey Riley, how are you? That's the next reptile I'm doing, leopard gecko. Haven't made a gecko before, so no problem. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Enjoy your workday. Whatever that means. But yeah, I haven't made a gecko before, so I'm excited to do gecko's face. I think they're kind of one of my favourite reptiles. I think because I played the game Gex when I was a kid. Gex. Which was obviously a gecko. I'm impartial to geckos. You will send a code to live. Yeah. Is it an art doll? You're good? That's good, Riley. All right, so the underbelly. What a bit. Let's just, I don't know, make a plan. So I'm going to start from the head. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to start from the head, and I think majority of this bit is black. And then I'm going to start tapering it to the pattern work. So I'm going to take the black down to here, about here, I reckon. Someone keeps asking me to co-host. It's the same person every time. After he bit the bat. That was years ago. Okay. I don't really know what state of mind you have to be in to do something like that. I think he did it to something else as well. A rat? Or something? Right. I'm just going to add like a tiny bit of orange to these sections, I think. Just not much. You want to try needle felting? I'm actually not really a needle felter. I only do like really minor things. So probably not the best one to give advice. I basically sew and sculpt, if that makes sense. So I'm not really a needle felter. I just incorporate little bits and pieces into it. Hey Moon, how are you? You're an art doll maker too? Nice one. I have no idea how to make something like that. Well, you just always got to start somewhere, I guess. All right, we're trying to come up with a pattern. So, I haven't quite decided, what kind of pattern. So I'm just gonna freehand. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I basically sculpt the head, attach it to an armature. The only bit that I do needle felt is the body. So like I make basically a form that I can sew over the top of, and I use polyfill for that. So they're really the only bits of needle felting that I do. The line that I'm working on, I'm sort of incorporating a different color into the mane, which I'm doing with a little bit kind of needle felting. But yeah, and then I sew the body with, fake fur and everything. So yeah, that's sort of what I do. So I'm just going to freehand, I think. I've got a reference image up on my computer that I'm just sort of following really roughly. So how are these so realistic? It's just a lot of practice. Yeah, like mixed media. Yeah, so I only really paint if I do a reptile. So I only really paint stuff like this. Otherwise, I airbrush pattern work onto this. Do I have any ferret ones? No, they're all sold. I have made plenty of ferrets though. But yes, they're all sold. I actually haven't made a ferret in a long time, to be honest. All the ferrets that I made were commissions. So yeah, I am open for commissions as well. Just trying to follow a pattern. I don't know whether to make it thicker or not. I don't know. I'm going to go this way and then up and then this way a little bit. So I'm going for like majority orange for this one. I will put a picture of my gecko on your latest Gila monster. Oh, no problem. Yeah, sure. I'll have a look. Be right back. How much do your commissions cost usually? They can be anywhere from $480 to $680 US, just depending on the complexity of it. But something like a ferret will be on the lower end. All right. I'm getting this sort of pattern work going on. No problem. I'll have a look when I jump off the live. Just get a bit more paint. So yeah, I'm just mapping out the black to begin with, and then I'll move on to the orange. So a little bit of water, mix it up. You were curious. I was curious and pulled apart a creature I bought. I wasn't expecting a dildo. You're a dickhead. Your cat looks like my cat. Yeah, it's based on a Siamese blue point. Thanks for the likes. All right, that's enough mixing. Okay, so I'll do this, and then I'm going to start a new one. Go up here. Make this thicker, I reckon. Oh, thank you for the rose. Oh, thank you. Then I'm going to go this way. Down this way. Link back up, I think. Okay, looking good. You have a Siamese with blue eyes. Nice one. I have owned a Siamese before. You'll be right back, no problem. I'm kind of stuck on the Burmese now. I'm I'm a sucker for a Burmese now. Siamese are pretty chatty. Well, I suppose Burmese are too, but nothing like the Siamese and their meows. I can't go past the Burmese now, like ever again. I don't think there's any right or wrong pattern work to this, right? I'm just going to go with the flow. I think that's good when you don't like put such a what do you call it? Like there's no expectation for doing a certain pattern. It's just freehand, and you can just enjoy the process and how it comes out. Oh, hang on, I've got a package at the door. 2 seconds. Sorry, guys, I had a delivery driver deliver a package. Anyway, we're back. Free flowing. Beauty, mate. And then I'm just going to go up this way like that. And then like that. There we go. Looking pretty good, actually. I don't know what that says. Forbidden? Why? All right. Next line. I'm going to take this like this. I'm going to take it like that. Thanks. Looking good. Taking shape. Oh, thank you. It's taking shape. It's going to be more of an orangey one, this Gila monster. So I'll go back over it again once it's dry with some thicker paint, just to bring out the vibrancy a bit better. Thanks for the follow, guys. Looks good. Good pattern. I want it more of a squiggly than like stripes. With the tail, they've got like bands on the tail. So I think we're just going to go with the stripe bands. And I might add a bit more pattern work on the top bit. So I'm just going to do a band. And I think we'll do it slightly thicker at the top. But they're thick bands anyway. I'll just make it a bit thicker. Do this a little bit here. These ones are a bit straighter. Right. A bit more black. Just add a tiny bit more water. All right, so they've got quite a big spacing. So we'll do the next one about here. Show a message. Sorry, I got a text message. Okay. No problem. Thanks for stopping by, Riley. I reckon a bit thicker. Bit thicker. So yeah, I'm trying to keep this fairly crisp on the tail. So it's quite just a big thick bar. Just gonna go over it again with the black. Put one more. I'll do, so the tip is black. I'll do another little one here. And the tip is going to be black too. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so you're going to go over the black with some non-watered down black paint, and that's to cover all these little white dots. Get some color onto it. I'm leaving a little bit here to cover with the orange paint that I'm going to put on. So just a few little, what do you call it? Crevices, if you want to call them. So I won't put any more paint on this until it's completely dry, because if you put more paint on, it ends up kind of taking the last layer off. So you're going to make sure it's dry before moving on to more paint. So I'm just sort of dabbing it on to get a nice thick layer on there. Now I watered it down so it soaks into the fabric. I do want nice crisp lines here. Thanks for the follow. Now I'm just using a water-based acrylic paint as well, so it's nothing fancy. The brand is Chromacryl, which I quite like their paints, their pigment paints. I think they're quite nice. Consistency. It's probably my favourite thing about them is their consistency. Not sponge, by the way, but yeah, so you can see it starts bringing out the vibrancy of the paint when I go in again with the not watered down paint. So I find that you get, if you don't water it down with the first layer, I find that you can get little bits and pieces that have like the white showing through. So that's why I generally do that watered down version first. That sort of gives it a better coverage. And then you can sort of build up on that. Sort of like to see, you know, how it starts taking shape. I like it. Start seeing like the character and all your work coming to life. All your prep work, basically. I feel like everything is just prep work for this point, for this moment here. The whole thing is prep work for this moment. Okay, so it does a good coverage. I did this technique with the chameleon doll that I recently did, and yeah, it worked really well. I did a lot of test patches to make sure everything sits on these dots nicely. There's no like weird slippage. But yeah, the chameleon is looking good, and I thought, why not try this on a Gila monster? It's perfect. perfect scale pattern. Just going to make sure I get in the bits that are a little tricky to get into. Looking good. You can see the difference between the painted over version and the non-painted. One of the last things I got to do is make the nails for it because I have quite long nails. So, yeah, I wasn't entirely sold on doing polymer clay ones because they're really fragile. So these ones I did out of moldable plastic, which you mold with heat, but you can't really paint over those ones. They're like a nice colour for just nails. But yeah, the Gila Monster claws need to be black. So yeah. Beautiful lizard. Oh, thank you. Thanks. They're pretty cool looking lizards. I have to do a Komodo dragon one day. I have to. One day. They're one of my faves. One of my favourite reptiles. I've still been doing a lot of experimenting with fake snake skin. I just haven't come to something that I'm happy with. So back to the experimenting board until I find something that I'm happy with. I'm going to put a big dot here, I reckon. I like it already. It's good. I think my favorite part is like doing this detailing work. It's like all that work you see finally starting to come together. And like the whole process is like a trust the process type of thing. So it never really looks good until you start doing the final details. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been heaps of moments where I'm like, this isn't going to work. But then you just got to persist. And most of the time, I say most of the times it pays off. So the chameleon was the first one that I did with this technique, which I obviously experimented quite a bit with. That skin took about 10 hours to do. This one was obviously quicker because I'd done it before, and but we're still up there in probably 8 hours-ish, the skin. But that's including like the sewing of the skin, the scale work, which is individually done. So that, yeah, it takes about a couple of hours. But yeah, I think it's all worth it. Just makes it a bit more realistic. And it gives it a really nice texture. It feels nice. It's nice to touch. Looking beautiful. Gorgeous work. Oh, thank you. Got the front to do, but we're doing some good work here. Okay. Thank you for the follow. Thank y'all. I'm almost ready to start my next batch of dolls, which I'm hoping to do another 7 of them. For this batch I did 7. I've got, after this one's finished, I've just got the 2 lines to do, which they're probably like 85% finished. So they're almost done. And then, yeah, I'm going to start on the next batch of dolls. So there'll be a fair bit of sculpting coming up. So one's going to be a flying fox, which is going to be a kind of a resin combo doll. Because I've got a flying fox head laying around. And that's going to be for a flying fox rescue. So they can use it in their... Yo! So they can use it in their... they have like little programs where they teach people about flying foxes, I think, by my understanding. So they want like a prop for it. So that'd be nice. You shouldn't have doubted. Exactly. Trust the process, mate. The whole thing is like, every doll that I make just looks like crap until this point. It's all just prep work until this point. And yeah, the details just really bring it out. Wait till I add the orange. It'll look good. What materials do I use? So the head is sculpted out of polymer clay. So I sculpt all those, head and feet. These feet are Cos clay, but it's polymer clay. But the Cos clay is a little bit more bendable, so it's a little less fragile than regular polymer clay. The body is attached to a ball and socket armature, so it looks something like this. This is a medium-sized version, so that makes it posable. The main part of the body is polyfill, which is like a cushion stuffing, which I needle felt to make a form, basically a form that I can wrap fabric over the top of. So if I'm doing something with fake fur, so this is my yawning cat. If I'm doing something with fake fur, I use fake fur, and then I'll airbrush the color onto it. So I airbrushed all these points. If I'm doing a lizard or a reptile, something like that, I use cotton fabric, which I'm painting, as you can see. That's kind of a little quick summary. Sometimes it's a bit more complex than that, but just a quick little summary of those materials. But, there's little bits and pieces and stuff that I use as well. So, yeah, I reckon not long until this one's finished. Like a few more hours work and then he'll be done. Thanks for the likes. Get in there. So I find dabbing it works a bit better than actually brushing it on, because when you brush it, it sort of kind of leaves streak lines, but if you dab it, it sort of has a better coverage, I think. So, I mean, the dabbing kind of ruins your brush, but I only use cheap stuff anyway. My brushes have seen some things. The feet dry and ready to tip over. Yeah, the feet are already sort of painted, so yeah, they're dry. So I can flip it over and continue on. So I'll pose it in a way that I can stand it up and do the rest of it. But yeah. And yeah, I think by the time, I don't know, if it'll dry properly to flip it back over to do the orange, but maybe I can just do the orange now while it's still upside down. Then I don't have to worry about flipping it over. Get in all the crevices, all the nooks and crannies. See, I'll probably do the orange so I can do it all at once. Because if I flip it over, I won't be able to put it back over. It'll still be wet. And we don't want that. We want to keep doing this. What type of lizard is it? It's a Gila monster. So it's going to have mostly orange. But yeah, like a venomous lizard. So they've got like venom glands here. So they're a little bit more puffy around there. This is a really nice looking lizard, I think. I think the colours are kind of striking. So that's sort of why I chose it. I did the chameleon before, so I chose the veiled chameleon first. I was sort of tossing up between doing a three-horned and a veil. It's so chubby. chubby. They are quite thick. They look like a shingleback. When I was sculpting it, I thought it looked like a shingleback. But it'd be cool to do like a frill neck that you can pull the frill out. I'd have to think about how to do that, but that'd be a pretty cool one to do. You can use wire for the armature, but the thin wire is also fragile. Can be. So yeah. Right. It's posable. Yeah, you can pose it around. Obviously, I don't want to grab at it because it's all wet, but yeah, they're posable. So you can pose them in different sorts of positions. We've got that ball and socket armature inside. Okay, last little bit. Tail. So relaxing. That's good. Okay, that's the black on that side. So I'll go in with a different brush. Let's see what I've got. This one maybe. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. King Giz and the Liz Wiz. Whiz Fizz. King Giz and the Liz Wiz. Halfway mark, kind of. 3/4? Let's say 3/4. Okay. So I'll probably go back over it. I reckon I need to do a combo of different brushes here. Let's see. Maybe I'll find an in-between brush. That one's too thick. Okay. Just wet it a little bit. So I'm going to try and keep some of these smaller sections. Just doing small marks here just to begin with. It's not like entirely dry, so and I'll probably add a little bit of like a darker orange to some sections too. So just got to be a bit careful with this bit here. Thank you for the share. Much appreciated. And the follow, guys. Thanks. Okay, so you can see it's sort of coming together now. Looking good. So this one is slightly watered down, so it sort of just sits on top and then soaks in a little bit. And then, yeah, I'll go over the top again with maybe a little bit of the orange. Funnily enough, this one's called Skin Tone Base, which is the weirdest name. It is like 100% not any sort of skin tone. But it's a nice peachy colour. Skin tone base. Like it does say base, but like peach? Like this is orange. Who has peach? Alright, move that a little bit. So this is just a little bit more of a refined colouring painting section. I can't just like whack it on there. And it's not so watered down either because I don't want it to leach into the black. It's a date. Oh, you don't have the. Oh. It's something. Look, I didn't either when I first started, but it's just something I think you need to let go of, if that makes sense. Like it's something you need to learn how to let go of. So, I'm just gonna get all the excess off this one because I don't reckon I'm gonna use it. So, just gonna get it off. But yeah, I find, yeah, it's just something that you have to just let go of, if that makes sense. So I found teaching myself how to use watercolors really helped with that. Like you can't force the watercolor to do what you want. You just have to let it go. That makes sense. So I found that helped. But no, I definitely get what you mean. It's an acquired taste. I know. Not an easy one. Not an easy one to conquer, but you get in a rhythm, you know. But there's no rush. No rush to finish it. You just gotta do it. Yeah, the smaller brush was definitely the better option. So a bit of an awkward spot here. Don't know how well you guys can see. Almost done with this bit anyway. Okay. How's it looking? Gila monstery? Dip the thing in. All right. Should have even started recording this actually. Actually, how did I make him? If this is the body, then the face must be really good. So I can show you the face. This is the face. So I sculpted the head out of polymer clay. And the body is like it's needle felted polyfill. I sewed over cotton fabric and then did all the pieces individually with a mixture of different mediums. So now I'm just painting in the colour. So here we are. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to do a quick film with my phone. Let's give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to pause. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. I'm back. I try to do like little segments of the process so I can post a video. So just trying to capture like this bit. I should have done it when it was all black, but I'll do another one when I finished this little underbelly. In between here. Just gonna put it on the side there so I can see what I'm doing. Just getting this little side bit here. So I think the second layer will just be like a quick blow over. Chunky baby. It's a nice looking lizard. We have one in the zoo here, so I got a good close look at it. And they also had the veiled chameleon, which I took some photos of, and because I wasn't like 100% how I wanted to do the color on the veiled chameleon, whether I wanted to be like just a muted green or like, you know, chameleon color. So I went sort of an in between. But I think if I do another chameleon, it's going to be like super colorful, I think. And I'm going to try and do a little bit of experimenting with some heat changing color. So yeah, when I paint the chameleon and put a bit of heat on it and it changes color, I think that would be really cool. Thank Forest Wolf. That lizard is amazing. Oh, thanks. It's all come to this moment of bringing it to life, painting the patterns onto it. All that work. Chameleon sounds fun. Yeah, I did buy some color changing fabric for the one that I made, but it just wasn't what I hoped for. So I still used it. This is the color changing fabric, but it's not vibrant and not at all what I was expecting. But yeah, I'm gonna try the heat color change paints. See how that goes. I think I use it a lot for nail art, but yeah, I don't know if I have the chameleon here. So in the back there. But yeah, we're getting there. It's looking good. I keep dipping the bloody toe in there. This section. Is he alive? Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. No, it's an art doll. But that's good. Mr. Comment. You like the part of the project where you're almost done, but there's still so much to do. Yeah, I know what you mean. I like this part. This part, the details. That's what I like the best. Amazing work. Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys. So I'm just doing it up to here now, and then I'll have to flip it over. So kind of doing the whole thing at once on one side, so I can flip it over. But yeah, it's funny, like when I'm just doing the detail work on the dolls on the live, I start getting like a good amount of viewers come in, but like all of the prep work, no one wants to know. No one wants to know. Nah. It's like all the prep work is just like so boring and like doesn't look like anything. It just looks like crap. That's what it looks like. You know, and sculpting is time consuming as well, so it looks like nothing for a good amount of time. So there'll be plenty of sculpting coming up. Hey, did you finish your caca? You finished your caca? Oh no. But yeah, I'm going to make a couple of different things with the next batch. I'm going to do, I did like a little mini poll, I guess you could call it, for, so I've made it a couple of pieces that, like, for my own collection sort of thing, because they're copyrighted characters, and like I want to make them, but I can't really sell them. Yes, Gila monster. So yeah, the last one I did was Frank the Rabbit from Donnie Darko, which I've always wanted to make, but so I made that into an action figure for just my own selfishness. And then I did either, it was going to be Sea Smoke from House of the Dragon, or which I'll do, but I'll do that in the next batch, or Shiwanui from Okami, which is a game. Yeah, it's such a cool animal, huh? It's a nice looking lizard. So yeah, I'm going to do Shiranui, that was voted first. I will do Sea Smoke, but I'll do that in like the next batch. I've got the flying fox, our grey-headed flying fox, and I'm going to do a golden tiger is the next big cat that I'm going to do. So I have like a mini project of doing all the big cats. So I've got the 2 lions that I have almost finished. And they were sort of like the last ones of the main. I don't like how round that is, so I'm going to add just a little off. So yeah, I've made 2 tigers before. I've done a white one and 2 orange ones. So I'm going to make a golden tiger this time. I'm going to make 1 more medieval cat to go along with my little stop motion story I got going on. What else? I was going to make a kiwi, like the bird kiwi. They're pretty cool. Something different. What else was I going to make? Oh, the leopard gecko. I'm not going to do too much of this orange because I need to carry on with this black down here. Just have to put a bit more orange, mix up a bit more orange, I think. So I will go over sections of this with a little bit of a darker orange too. I know, the egg is so huge, right? It's bad enough being a mammal in terms of us. Being a female mammal. A little bit of water, not much. Mix. Marsupial's got the right idea, mate. A little bit more water. Marsupial is the way to go. Lucky buggers. What else was I going to make? Oh, yes. Something else that's a bit out of the ordinary is I've always wanted to make like a Japanese style dragon. So I would like to make one of those, but like a woodblock style. So that's on the cards for this batch as well. Okay. I'll hold this up a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. There's a hair in there. I've been thinking, are drop bears just koalas with rabies? Yes. No, we don't have rabies here. We are rabies free. Are you from America? How did I know? No, we don't have rabies here. We're rabies free. But drop bears were just something made up to scare Americans. I haven't heard the term drop bear for so long. Do I have a favourite piece you've ever done? The pooping cat is probably my favourite. I think the pooping cat's overtaken everything that I've ever done. My little pooping cat. I do like the medieval cats that I did. And I made a really big Drogon from Game of Thrones, which I'm going to revisit and redo like the whole body. Because I made that like quite a number of years ago. So I reckon it just needs a little bit of a revamp, I think. And I remember Pooper Cat. Pooper Cat's the best. He's in the background somewhere. Just over there. Staring at me with that poo-poo face. Yes, I'm going to redo the Drogon eventually, soon, in the next couple of months, I think. I'll pull it all apart. It's really big, and redo the body. I want to redo the armature on it because I have a bigger, better armature that I can use for it. So I'm going to pull it all apart and, yeah, redo it again. I probably don't have to redo the wings. The wings are fine, I think. But yeah, when I get the chance, I'm going to pull it all apart. But that's another one that I sort of made for my own little collection. I have a number of through the video I saw the but yeah, it's a good stop motion. I have to say, it's not bad. It's not a bad idea. I have to give myself that credit. How many have I made? Jeez. Maybe like 500. I've made a lot. I've been doing this for a long time, so I've made quite a lot of different things. But yeah, maybe like 500, something like that. 400, 500. Quite a lot. Yeah, I've made a lot. A lot of different things. I've been doing this for about 13 years, so I've been through it. Maybe 4, maybe 5. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. I lost count years ago. So I used to do a lot more like fantasy type things when I first started. So I did a lot of, interesting colored dolls with like fantasy aspects to them, and I'd pick a theme and then make the doll according to what I thought it would look like. That makes sense. But yeah, I probably the last 7-ish or years. You wish to be at this level someday. It just takes practice, lots of practice. Yeah, maybe like 6 or 7 years I've been doing more realistic things, so like fake taxidermy type stuff. So yeah. I think I enjoy doing animals, realistic animals. I like animals, so yeah. I used to collect I know if you're not a millennial from Australia, we used to have yowies, which were like those kind of like a Kinder Surprise. Do I ever do real? Nah, I don't do real taxidermy. I don't want to deal with carcasses. Nah, carcasses and bugs. Nah. What was I saying? We just call this fakeodermy. Yeah, the yowies. So they're like kind of like a Kinder Surprise, but you'd have a animal in it, and they'll have like facts and stuff about it. So I was obsessed with them when I was a kid. And this is how I ended up making my own fake taxidermy. But yeah, they were really cool. They brought them back, but they're just not the same. Just not the same. You got plenty of bugs. We've got plenty of flies here when it's summer, but it's winter at the moment. Ain't no flies here. Actually, almost. Got one more month of winter. Sad. I don't like summer. I hate it. Hate it. Not a fan in the slightest. Yeah, people get like winter blues. I get summer blues. I hate it. I'm never upset at the weather in winter. Put it that way. I'm upset at the weather all summer. Every time it's above 25 degrees, I'm upset at the weather. That's Celsius to you Americanos. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. we're living in two different dimensions. It's mild. Let's put it that way. Mild temperature. How are we looking? Good, good. Of course, the orange takes the longest, right? Still got to go over again with another layer of non-watered down. You just read the temp, Siri does the rest. I don't have Siri enabled. Get out of here, Siri. I don't need you listening to me. I love it. How do I survive? Hey, I'm a millennial. We didn't have that stuff. We just survive on sheer luck. Sheer luck and disdain for things. Oh, thank you. It's getting beautiful. Thanks for the follow. It's looking good. I think it's turning out better than I imagined, which is great. People are just still waiting till it's done and coming back. Have no patience. That's right. Well, it's the same thing over and over, so I don't blame them. It's just, yeah, I don't blame them. I'd probably leave too. The line in the background. It's half done. I've half done the face. So I've furred one side, but I haven't done the head and the side. So it's half done. And then I'm going to airbrush. So I have to fill out the main, that caramel color a bit better. So I think there's still quite a bit of work because I want to add a little bit more. You speak Portuguese. You're using the translator. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I got a bit of work to do on the lion. Or both of them really. But more so the male, the mane. So yeah. We'll get to that eventually. Oh, thank you. Gila monster looks great. You should see the poopy cat. I thought I'd put the yawning one in today. Just to, so I don't look like a weirdo. So I don't look too much like a weirdo. Okay, do a little bit more skin tone base. Can I get a... Is it on my profile? Yeah, I'll show you. I'll get the poopy cat and I'll get the lion. Give me a second. Okay, I'll show you the poopy cat. This is poopy cat. It's got butt, but yeah, you can pose it in a way. And I've also made... What's the cat doing? Yawning. Also made some props to go with it too. So this one's the poopy cat. And the lion's half done. So I've done a little bit of hair here. So it looks a bit red at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to add, it looks weird at the moment and not anything like it's supposed to. So you can see it bulks up the head a little bit. So it'll bulk this up a bit more and here a bit more. And then I'm going to give it a trim and airbrush all of the sandy color, I guess you could call it. And I wanted to add a bit more sort of color into the main part of the mane. So I'm adding the caramels to it. So that's a little Izzy roaring. Yeah, he's sort of got like an open mouth, if that makes sense. But I'm doing a female as well, and that one's a sassy gal. So I've done her. So this is the female. So I've done her. She's going to be the same deal. So I haven't quite got to the point where she's ready yet. But yeah, she's going to be a bit more sassy. Yeah. So she looks weird at the moment. Trust. It is totally a trust the process type of thing because it just looks awful until the last detail bit, I think. Ooh, that was the paint, not me. All right. So yeah, it's the whole thing is trust the process. But yeah, they're my last two big cats to do. And yeah, I found with all of the big cats that they all looked really weird until like that last final color went on. So yeah. All right, I'm going to turn it around this way and get in here. Don't touch too much of it. Oops. Poor bloke. Poor lizard. Still a tiny bit wet. I'm just trying to do like a sharp line with these ones. And then I'm not going to go too far down. I've made lions before, but they were all fantasy type lions, never a realistic one. So yeah, these are the first realistic lions to go along with my big cat series. Hi, what am I making? I'm doing the color on the Gila monster. So doing all the underbelly first. Been a long road to get here. These larger sections sort of take a bit longer with the little brush, but that's fine. Okay. Maybe I'll flip it over. I could sort of hold it a bit better. The power of the process. Art is arting. You thought it was real. That's good. Art is arting. Arty farty. I haven't heard that saying in a long time. Arty farty. It's like that's an old people saying. Oh, you're a bit arty farty, aren't you? Never heard of it. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm the old person. Maybe it's an Australian thing. Arty farty. We like to use the word fart and things. Old fart. Arty farty. You bit your nail. Jeez. Maybe, yeah, I reckon it might be a noisy thing. Arty farty. Well, welcome to the Australian slang. I should put my next live title as Arty farty. People be like, what is this person on about? Who's farting? Look. Oops. At the table. clean it up before I get it everywhere. Look. Wow. It's one side. Kind of. I need to go over it again with some... see, this particular paint dries quite a lot darker than what it looks like when it's wet. So, yeah, before I go over it with orange, which will only be like small sections of it, orange anyway, I will let it dry properly, and then like the whole thing first. Oh, thank y'all. Just go around this bit here. I'm not going to go over this too much, just kind of trying to use this last bit of paint just on this bit so it carries on. Amazing. That's so cool. Thank you. So I'm just going to go over some sections with this leftover paint. They're all quite thick. It'll soak in, so but I'll have to go over it with some unwatered down paint just to go over all this these dots. You were thinking of visiting Australia next summer? Is your summer or Australian summer? Because Australian summer is awful. Don't recommend. 0 out of 10. You want to come in like spring or autumn. Is that yes, spring or fall, autumn. Yeah, we call it autumn. Probably spring, but spring can be hot still. I suppose so can autumn. And I reckon, and winter's really miserable. So probs wouldn't recommend winter either, unless you like winter. But yeah, I reckon maybe like September's really windy. Well, where I am, it's super windy and not nice whatsoever. Maybe like October, November is probably a nice weather. December is first day of summer. But yeah, August, September, October is spring. I mean, September, October, November is spring. September, where I am in Melbourne, it's very, very windy. So you can't bloody do anything anyway because you get blown away. You want to avoid January and February. Awful. February especially. At least in Melbourne, you cop those really hot days. You literally can't do anything anyway. Is that the summer part? Yeah, summer here is December, January, February. But it sort of gets hot towards the end of summer here in Melbourne, where I am. So February is usually awful. You just have to like live inside. You can tell I love summer. Okay. Right, that's basically all of my paint. So I'm going to let this dry. Okay. I'm not going to leave this in there because I always end up stuffing up my brushes, leaving it in the water because I'm too lazy to dry it. What else have I got in here? Black one. This one. Oops. See? Yeah, paintbrushes are seeing better days. All right, so I'm going to have to leave it there for today, but look what we did. One side so far. We've got this side to do, which I'll probably try and do tomorrow. No problem. Thanks for stopping by. So, yeah, I'll let this dry. I'll probably go over it again with a little bit of non-watered down paint just to sort of skim over the top and cover these little dots that we've done before, just to get a good coverage and a bit more vibrant colour. But yeah, that's looking pretty good so far. Not bad job, I have to say. It needs to dry, so we'll leave it to dry so far. But yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow to do some more work on the Gila monster, I think. So yeah, YouTube, I will catch you tomorrow, probably about 12:30ish.